Hello and welcome to all of you. In this video, we will discuss about the paper of Business Mathematics and Statistics 2009 Punjab University for BCOM I. First question is about the calculation of mode, median and coefficient of variation. Once again, just like the previous question which is appeared in the previous paper, this is about the group data. So three important things which are necessary to calculate before further proceeding is to taking the class boundaries, class mark and cumulative frequencies. As you are seeing here that the upper limit of first class and low limit of second class are not equal and so on. So we will have to take the class boundaries. Method is very simple. 40 minus 39 divided by 2 equals to 0.5. So 0.5 must be subtracted from the left side and added to right side, and the result will be class boundaries. And second thing, which is the class mark, simply add up these two and divided by 2 will produce class mark. आपको जस्ट एक कैलकुलेट करने की ज़रूरत है, या मैक्सिमम 2, 39.5 प्लस 29.5 डिवाइड बाय 2 इक्वल्स टू 34.5. and now take the height of the class boundary 29.5, 39.5. there is a difference of 10, so just add up the difference of 10 and 34.5, 44.5, 54.5 and so on. So H is 10. Third important thing is the cumulative frequency. पहली फ्रीक्वेंसी को यहाँ पे लें और उसके बाद हर नेक्स्ट फ्रीक्वेंसी को पिछले टोटल में ऐड करते जाएं. Then the result is cumulative frequency 6, 6 plus 10, 16, 16 plus 11, 27 and so on. Next important things which we need in the coefficient of variation is the fx square. Fx square equals to fx multiplied by x. So sum of fx square is 487114.3. So now we move to the solution of these three. Mode, सबसे पहले selection of the model class for the mode. The class will be model class for mode which has the maximum frequency. So fm 32, f1 12, f2 18 and L is 69.5 and H is 10. H is the difference of x values or height of the class. So after putting the values into this formula, mode will be 75.38. Second, median. Selection of median, we just calculate n by 2. N by 2 is, n is equals to sum of f, so 97 by 2 is equals to 48.5, falls in cumulative frequency of 71. So 71, so here model class is this and C will be 39. So L is 69.5, H is 10, F which is the frequency is 32 and n by 2 is 48.5 minus C. C is the cumulative frequency which is the cumulative frequency before the cumulative frequency of model class. So 39 will be C. So after putting the values into this formula, median will be 72.468. Third important thing which we need to calculate is the coefficient of variation, which is equals to standard deviation divided by mean multiplied by 100. Standard deviation formula is given here, sum of fx square over sum of f minus sum of fx over sum of f whole square under root, and just put up these values into this formula, and standard deviation is 16.44. After putting all these values into this formula, coefficient of variation will be 23.85. Question number 2, part A. Find the chain indices from the following price relative of 4 commodities using geometric mean as an average. सेम इसी तरह का क्वेश्चन हम प्रीवियस पेपर में भी डिस्कस कर चुके हैं. पहली इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ होती है लिंक रिलेटिव्स को कैलकुलेट करना. सो लिंक रिलेटिव का जो फार्मूला है वो है पी एन डिवाइड बाई पी एन माइनस वन मल्टीप्लाई बाई 100, पी एन द करंट प्राइस, पी एन माइनस वन द प्रीवियस प्राइस एंड मल्टीप्लाई बाई 100। पहले पीरियड का लिंक रिलेटिव नहीं लिया जा सकता क्योंकि प्रीवियस पीरियड की प्राइस नहीं होती आपके पास, सो इसको एज्यूम कर लें 100। सो नेक्स्ट 1952 से ये स्टार्ट होगा। एक को मैं आपके सामने डिस्कस कर लेता हूँ कि फॉर 1952 प्राइस ऑफ ए इज 62, सो पी एन इज 62 एंड पी एन माइनस वन प्रीवियस पीरियड प्राइस इज 81 मल्टीप्लाई बाय 100 एंड रिमेनिंग लिंक रिलेटिव्स आप यहाँ से देख सकते हैं। यू कैन सी ऑल द लिंक रिलेटिव्स, those are calculated here. After that, the next step is to calculate the geometric mean. Geometric mean is the product of all link relatives raised to power 1 by n. n represents करता है यहाँ पे products को. So there are 4 products. So 1 by 4. Take the raised to power 1 by 4 and multiply all the link relatives. So these are geometric mean. Third step is to the calculation of chain index. Formula is previous chain multiply by current average of link relative divided by 100. So previous chain is not here for the previous time period, so first chain index is assumed as 100. From the next time period 1952, previous chain is 100 multiplied by current average 85.95 divided by 100. Chain index 85.95. For 1953, previous chain index 85.95 multiplied by current average 145.71 divided by 100 and 125.23 and so on. Part B, a card is drawn from a well shuffled pack of 52 playing cards. What is the probability that it is number 1 black card, number 2 face card? First important step is to calculate the sample space. So sample space, because it is a single draw case, so there are 52 playing cards, so sample space is 52. Next important step is to calculate the events. Because there is only one draw, single draw, so there are 26 black cards out of 52 black cards. So first event is 26. Face cards, there are 12 face cards out of 52 face playing cards, so event B is 12. Probability calculation is very simple, event divided by sample space, so probability of A is 0.5, probability of B is 0.230. Question number 3, that a population consists of 4 values 2, 4, 6, 10. Take all possible samples of size n equals to 2 without replacement. Find the mean of each sample from a frequency table of sample means and calculate mean and variance. Also verify that. लास्ट पेपर के अंदर मैं आपसे डिस्कस कर चुका हूँ कि सैम्पलिंग के क्वेश्चन में 3 चीज़ें इंपॉर्टेंट होती हैं देखनी. नंबर 1 के पॉपुलेशन क्या है 2, 4, 6, 10. नंबर 2, what is the sample size n equals to 2. Third step is to check either it is a case of without replacement or with replacement. In this question it is also just like the previous paper question, it is the case of without replacement. Now we distribute the question or solution into 3 different parts. Number 1 is to calculate the sample statistic, number 2 is to calculate the population parameter, and number 3 is to verify the results. So first step, population is 2, 4, 6, 10. Population size n equals to 4 because there are 4 values, and sample size lowercase n equals to 2. In case of without replacement, all possible samples is the combination is equals to the combination formula. So 4C2 equals to 6. You can calculate combination through ordinary calculator. So what are these 6 samples? 2, 4, 2, 6, 2, 10, 4, 6, 4, 10 and 6, 10. These are given here. Take the sum of all these samples and divide, calculate the mean of each sample. So 6 divided by 2 equals to 3, 8 divided by 2, 4, 12 divided by 2, 6 and 10 divided by 2, 5 and so on. Now we take the values of x bar 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We take the values here and take the frequency of each value. So 3 is appeared one time, so frequency is 1, 4 is appeared one time, frequency is 1 and so on. Next two important calculation, one is fx bar, second is fx bar square. Fx bar is simply the product of these two. Fx bar square is equals to fx bar multiplied by x bar is equals to 3 multiplied by 3 9, 4 multiplied by 4 16, 5 multiplied by 5 25, and so on. The result is fx bar square 199, sum of fx bar 33, sum of f6. Just put these values into the formula of mean and variance. Mean formula of sample statistic is sum of fx bar over sum of f. So just put these values into this formula, and variance is equals to sum of fx bar square divided by sum of f minus sum of fx bar over sum of bar, or you can say mean. So mean square, just put these values into this formula and result is 2.92. So we just took these two calculations for sample statistic, mean and variance. Now we move to the second part of the question, and that is the calculation of population mean and population variance. We need here two calculations. One is x, sum of x, and another one is to get the sum of x square. So 2, 4, 6, 10 equals to 22, and square of x square is equals to 156. Just put up these two values into these two formulas, and mean will be 5.5 and variance will be 8.75. Third step is to just verify these two, sample statistic and population parameter. Mean is always equal, sample mean is always equals to the population mean in both cases, without and with replacement. And in without replacement, sample variance is equals to population variance divided by n multiplied by population size minus sample size divided by population size minus 1. Just put up these values and the result will be equal. Question number 4, discuss the association among 100 school boys between the general ability and their mathematical ability from the following data using level of significance 5%, and tabulated value is also given here. It is the test of chi-square, and chi-square also calculates the qualitative or attributive relationship between two variables. So one variable is mathematical ability, other variable is general ability. So first step is testing the hypothesis, or first hypothesis is null hypothesis H0, in which we assume that these two variables has no relation with each other, and alternative hypothesis in which we assume that these two variables have a relationship or association with each other. Step number 2 is the taking level of significance, which is 5%. Step number 3 is the test statistic, which is equals to the formula of chi-square, which is equals to sum of observed frequency minus expected frequency whole square divided by expected frequency. Fourth step is the calculation of expected frequencies, because we have observed frequencies here. These frequencies are, those are given in the question, are observed frequencies excluding totals. So these are observed frequencies. And how can we calculate expected frequency? For example, if we want to calculate expected frequency for observed frequency 15, just take the row total multiply by column total divided by subtotal. So 70 multiplied by 31 divided by 1000 is the expected frequency for 15, which is 22.47. Similarly, if we want to calculate the expected frequency for 20, just take the row total 70 multiplied by column total 368 divided by subtotal 1000, and which is equals to 25.76, and so on. All the calculations are given here. You can pause the video and see the calculation. Fifth step is the calculation of chi-square. So observed frequencies, those are given in the table here. These are observed frequencies. expected frequencies are given here, so just take these observed and expected frequencies, subtract these two, take the square, and finally each square will be divided by relevant expected frequency 55.8009 divided by 22.47 and so on, and sum is 51.119, so it is your calculated value of chi-square. Sixth step is to get the tabulated value of chi-square, which is already given in the question, but you can calculate through, you can see through that chi-square table. In just go to the chi-square table, and at 0.05 level of significance in 4 degree of freedom, you can find that the value is 9.488. So how can we get the degree of freedom? Simply row minus 1 multiplied by column minus 1. There are 4 rows, there are 3 rows and 3 columns. So 2 minus 3 minus 1, 2 multiplied by 3 minus 1, 2, which is equals to 4. So value is 9.488. Last step is to take the conclusion. If your calculated value of chi-square exceeds the tabulated value of chi-square, then you will reject the null hypothesis and accept the alternative hypothesis. And in case reverse, you will reverse your conclusion. Part B, that find regression coefficients of the following cases. Data is given here. In previous paper, I told you that there are a lot of formulas to calculate correlation coefficient and regression coefficients, and I will change the formulas time to time to tell you about the different formulas for these calculations. So in this paper, I use different formula for both regression coefficients. In last paper, I use the correlation method, but here formula for regression coefficient y on x is equals to sum of xy minus n mean of x multiplied by mean of y divided by sum of x square minus n multiplied by mean of y x square. And for regression coefficient x on y, the upper part is same, but the lower part is just changed, and I use simply a y instead of x. So just put up the values into these formula and you can get regression coefficients. Question number 5, part A, that solve the following equations by any appropriate method. Solution is given here. You can pause the video and check the solution. Here first we arrange the equations. After that, just take the square root on both sides, and finally it will become x plus 1 equals to 3x under root plus 1. So taking square root on both sides to eliminate this under root, and finally apply a plus b square, which is equals to a square plus b square plus 2ab on left hand side, and finally x equals to 1 and x equals to 0. Similarly, part B, solve the equation for x. We just simplify this equation and just do the cross multiplication. X plus 1 multiplied by 3x and 3 minus x multiplied by 3x, and finally x equals to 1. There is an alternative method, so you can use according to your wish. So you can just pause the video and see the solution. Question number 6 is solve the following system of equations. There are a lot of methods to calculate the variable x, y, z. Either you can use simultaneous linear equation, you can solve it through inverse of matrix method, or you can use Cramer rule. So I use here Cramer rule, in which x equals to determinant of dx divided by determinant of d, y equals to determinant of y dy divided by determinant of d, and z equals to determinant of z divided by determinant of d. Here you can understand only to calculate determinant. If you know the calculation of determinant, you can solve this question very easily. So just learn to calculate determinant first. We just took this matrix here and take the determinant. How can we take the determinant? Either you can choose the row or column. I used here column. So first take the 2, eliminate the row and column in which 2 is. So remaining value 6424. Just cross multiply and subtract these. 6 multiplied by 4 minus 4 multiplied by 2. But remember always that always take first element first. So 6 multiplied by 4 minus 4 multiplied by 2. After this step you place minus, take the next digit, that is 6, and eliminate the row and column in which 6 is. So this row and this column will be eliminated and remaining value 6424. 6 multiplied by 4 minus 4 multiplied by 2 here. After that just place the plus sign. In taking determinant, always remember that in 3 variable case you always put minus sign after first step and plus sign after second step. Now take the third value, that is 3, and eliminate the row and column in which 3 is. Remaining value 6464. So 6 multiplied by 4 minus 4 multiplied by 6 given here, and finally determinant is minus 64. Now you will have to repeat this step 3 more times. First of all, take this column, place here and repeat this whole step, and the result will be determinant of x as given here. After that just take this column, place here and repeat this whole step. It is equals to determinant of y. After that take this column and place here and repeat this process, and the result will be determinant of z. You can pause the video and see the calculation. So it is the one step which you must understand and learn. After learning of this step, the solution is very easy. Just take these results and put up in these formulas. So x will be 40, y will be 42 and z will be minus 3. B part is the 10th term of an arithmetic progression is 20 and 20th term is 40. Find the 7th term. First of all, you take or you calculate the d first. And how can you calculate the d, where d is the difference? So take the formula an equals to, or alpha n equals to alpha 1 plus n minus 1 d. Alpha, first of all calculate for alpha 10, 10th term. So a10 is 20 equals to alpha 1 plus n is 10. So n minus 1 will be 9, so it will become 9d. It will be first equation. One more time repeat this process for alpha 20, and second equation will be 40 equals to alpha 1 plus 19d. Now take these two equations 1 and 2 and apply the simultaneous linear equation method for the calculation of d. Just change the sign. Alpha 1 will be cancelled and 20 minus 40 will be minus 20, and 9d minus 19d will be minus 10d. Minus will be eliminated from both sides and d finally will be equals to 2. Now you have d, and now we will find the value of alpha 1 by putting the value of d in any equation. So just put the value of d in this equation and alpha 1 will be 2. So alpha 7 will be alpha equals to alpha 1 plus 7 minus 1 multiplied by d, and finally alpha 1 is equals to 2 plus 6, 7 minus 1 6, and d is 2. So alpha 7 will be finally 14. Question 7 part A. If the difference between the simple and compound interest for 3 years at 5% is rupees 61, find the principal amount. It is very simple question. First assume the principal value equals to 100, n equals to 3 years and interest rate is 5%. Just calculate simple interest and compound interest with this assumed principal value. So simple interest will be 15 and compound interest will be 15.76. Now take the difference of these two different interests. so difference is 0.76. After that, principal amount will be 100 multiplied by difference. Difference is what? 61. Divided by this difference 0.76 and principal amount will be 8026.32. B part is the find the accumulated value of rupees 5000 invested at the end of each quarter for 5 years at 8% compounded quarterly. Here it is the case of an annuity because there are multiple payments, so R will be 5000, and it is the case of ordinary annuity because each payment is invested at the end of each quarter. So in previous paper it was the case of ordinary annuity due, but here it is the case of ordinary annuity. N will be 20 because there are 5 years, but it is the case of quarterly. So 5 multiplied by 4 equals to 20. Interest rate is 8% annually, but there are 4 quarters in 1 year, so interest rate will be 0.02. So just put up these values into this formula and future value will be 121,486.5. So it was the last question. So thank you very much. I will come soon with the next paper, and take care of yourself and stay blessed, and must take care of your respondents. Thank you.